Alright, so as you can see, we have been plagued with this whole disk space issues for the last, it says 2 days. Well, that's when he made his post or whatever, but we haven't been able to play anything for a while now. It's been since Friday. I'm going to show you a workaround. Alright, so here at Geforce, by default, I'm just going to show you the regular way of going about playing Arc and show you why it doesn't work, and then I'll show you a fix for it. So let's go ahead and click play on Arc. I'm just going to show you the normal way of doing things and show you that it still doesn't work, and then I'll show you how to fix it. This is like the regular motions of launching Arc. It brings up the little Steam box down here. Sometimes you have to sign in. Most of the time you don't. I only have to because I'll have to show you the fix, and you will have to sign in a lot of the time, so we'll see. So once you're on Arc, you notice, all your mods are loading down here at the very bottom as normal. Um, this is basically what's causing the issue here. So basically, the game is installing all of the mods that you have subscribed to, and as of right now, there seems to be an issue with the disk space. And when I say that, I mean it looks like Geforce has only allocated so much space to each user when it comes to installing anything on their Geforce session. So it looks like it's maybe, don't quote me, but it seems like it's about 500 megabytes to 600 megabytes max of what a user can install or download uh, on their Geforce session. So the issue here is that if you're playing with a server that has a bunch of mods on it, and those mods are relatively big mods like decor mods or anything like that, any mods that are just relatively big, it's gonna not have enough room to install all those mods, and so when you go to join the server, it's gonna say it failed to install those mods, which is the whole failed to install mod map issue. The fix here is to either play on a server that, one, doesn't have mods, or two, only has very small mods, so you don't pass that 500 or 600 megabyte threshold, which is, let's be honest, if you're playing Arc, most mods are gonna be bigger than that if you're playing on either PvE servers or any servers that have any type of mods that include new 3D models or anything like that. So this isn't new, and this has worked for a long time now. We were able to install as many mods as we wanted, and Geforce had no issues with it. But as of right now, it seems to be having issues until they fix it. So let's show you what happens after you get all those mods installed. On the servers I play on, uh, this cluster right here, great cluster by the way, if you want a mixture of PvP and PvE. Anyway, uh, this cluster has a bunch of quality of life mods, but it does have 3 pretty big decor mods, like the eco decor mods, if you've heard of them. and they're all about maybe 400 to 500 megabytes a piece. This is way too big for the current state of Geforce. So when I try and join a server, like so, it's gonna fail to install the mods because too many of the mods are too big and they just can't fit on the space on the hard drive for the current way Geforce is working right now. So let me show you a workaround for this. First, I'm gonna have to go ahead and let this cancel out. So I'm recording with the Geforce experience, so if my mic cuts out, it's because I let go of the button right after I'm done talking, and for some reason Geforce doesn't pick that up. It cuts it off way too early, so I apologize. Okay, so this canceled out. Now I can back out of here. I can close Arc, and we will pick it up as soon as this is done. Okay, so now Arc is closed, and we're pretty upset because we can't play on our servers or our games, but I have a fix for this. Let me show you how to do this. So instead of launching Arc through the regular Arc method on Geforce, we want to launch Steam first. So let's go ahead and launch Steam. While this is loading, I'll explain a little bit more. So basically, when you launch Arc, we all know Arc is a huge game. Let me sign in here really quickly. Okay, so we all know Arc is a pretty huge game. By default, if you just install the game with no extra DLCs or mods or anything, it's already a 200 gigabyte game. So the issue here is that GeForce only provides enough space to pretty much just support Arc and a little bit more space. So what we need to do here, and first off, let me say this method, if you play on all of the maps, this method will be a bit more of a uh, issue for you, or an inconvenience, I should say. But it still will work because obviously you can't play on all the maps at the same time. So what you need to do is you need to come to Steam, click on Arc, and then we are going to navigate to the little cog symbol right here. Go to Manage, and then we're going to go to Properties. And then we are going to go to the DLC tab. Notice when you come to this DLC tab, GeForce by default installs every single Arc DLC. Now each one of these DLCs, after downloaded and fully installed, is about 1 to 4 gigabytes usually. Maybe more. Actually, Valg is about 11 gigabytes. So what you need to do is figure out what map you're going to be playing on for the majority of the time and uninstall all of the other DLCs that you're not going to be playing on. So if you're like myself, I'm playing on a cluster that doesn't include the Center or Scorched Earth. And I know I don't like Ab much, so I uninstall Aberration as well. This gives me enough space to install all of the other mods that I want to install instead of having DLCs that I'm not going to use. So to uninstall them, simply just click the little checkbox. Also, this is GeForce we're working with. We know it's buggy, so I would recommend clicking the checkbox, and you notice right here, update queued. So let's go to the download section here, and it's going to freeze because you know GeForce problems. Okay, so let's go to downloads. We can see the progress here. I don't know why it's showing the download page. You really don't need to go there. You can simply just stay on this page and look at this bar. Um, After you uninstall something, this is gonna go through a little process right here. Your pause button is gonna pop up instead of saying play, and it's basically just uninstalling that DLC from your machine, from your Geforce machine. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. What I recommend is waiting until the play button pops back up before you uninstall a different DLC. If you do it all at once, I've had it bug out and just kind of freeze and not really do anything. So I'd recommend clicking the check mark on one first, letting this finish, let the play button pop up green, and then go through and uninstall another one. Give it some time. Sometimes it does take a few minutes to uninstall these. Basically what this does is this opens up enough space on the GeForce machine you're playing on to actually install the other mods that you need to play on that other server. Now, I will let you know if you are playing on a server that has a ton of mods, which is possible if you're playing like single player or something, you have like 40 plus mods and these mods are just ginormous. Doing this method may not work. You still may not have enough space on this machine to install all those mods, but chances are you're probably not playing on a server like that. So, okay, we finished that. Now the play button's back up. The center is now, close this, and we go back to property, DLC. You now see that the center is uninstalled. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this again. And I'm going to go up to Scorched Earth next because I don't have Scorched Earth on my cluster that I play on. We're going to let it go through the process here. So another idea is to help move along the process a little bit more is to uninstall or unsubscribe from all of the mods that you aren't using. Like we all have played Ark for years, I'm sure, and we get to cause subscribing to mods, joining different servers, and whenever you join a server that has mods, it subscribes and downloads that mod. But you may join a different server at some point, and it may not have those same mods. So we keep all of those mods subscribed and downloaded. We don't have to do that. With GeForce, just uninstall from any mod, unsubscribe from any mod that you aren't currently using on the server you're playing on, to keep the install time down whenever you first launch the game, because you have to install the mods all at the bottom right every time you join the game. So to keep that time low, just unsubscribe from every mod that you aren't currently using. Okay, so next let's do Aberration, because I don't play Aberration much on my cluster, so it's no point in me really having it. At the moment I'm currently playing mainly on Valg and Ragnarok, so sometimes I'll switch to Genesis, sometimes to Extinction, but not much. But I never play the center, Aberration, or Scorched Earth, so those aren't needed, and that's basically clears up about maybe 20 to 25 to 30 gigs of space just between uninstalling those three mods. So if some of you guys are only playing on, say Ragnarok, you can uninstall the rest of these DLCs and clear out, near maybe 50 to 100 gigabytes. So definitely keep that in mind. Alright guys, so I am back. I do apologize for that. My internet dropped for a second here, but we're back and I basically just had to uninstall these mods again, or DLCs. I keep calling them mods for some reason. I guess they are kind of mods. But anyway, had to install these DLCs again. We're back. I'm at the point of uninstalling Aberration. That's when my internet went out. So I'm going to finish uninstalling that and then we will continue with the tutorial. While this is uninstalling, I do want to mention that while this is an inconvenience because you will have to do this every single time you want to play Ark on Geforce until they fix the disk space issue. Um, every time you log into Steam on Geforce and you want to play Ark, you're gonna have to uninstall every single one of these DLCs that you don't need before you can actually play the game with the mods that you want to play. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now that those are all installed, let's bring up the settings again. Properties, DLC. You can now see that they're all, the ones I don't need are uninstalled. They're not here anymore. It frees up a lot of space for us. So now we just click play on Ark like normal. We'll go through its normal motions of launching. So yeah, this is very normal for Ark when you play on GeForce. So everything's going smoothly so far. We just gotta wait for our mods down here to uninstall. I'm sorry, to install, not uninstall. Alright, now that the mods are completely installed, first let's go here for you single player people. I know you've seen this a lot. You come here and your mods aren't showing up because, yeah, you didn't have enough space, but notice all of my mods are now showing up. It's crazy. Alright, so let's go to my servers that I play on. I'm not currently logged into this cluster, I mean this particular map, but I'm just going to log into it for the sake of the video, show you that it does work. I click join, loading mods. Normally this would say failed to join mod map like we just saw, but in this case, since we uninstalled those DLCs, the machine we are playing on with GeForce now has enough room to install our mods, so we have no issues. So for all of those that were misinformed by the customer service reps saying that they don't allow mods anymore on Geforce is completely false, obviously. The actual issue is that the machines that we are playing on Geforce obviously just don't have enough space, or we're not being allocated enough space to install all of the extra mods that we need. So until this gets fixed, this is what we're gonna have to do, everybody, to play Ark and other games. I don't know how this will work with other games. I don't know if they have DLCs that get installed by default, but for Ark, this is a good workaround. To touch on more on the customer service agents saying that they don't support mods on GeForce anymore. This is false because obviously it works. And second, the customer service reps are confusing, or either they just don't understand what a workshop mod is and what a third-party mod is. GeForce never has supported third-party mods. So when you say a workshop mod to them, all they hear is the word mod, I believe, and they just think, oh no, we don't support those. But workshop mods have always been supported by GeForce, and they will continue to be supported by GeForce, I believe, until they give word that they don't. But yeah, the customer service reps are not really fully informed. I think they are there to help with like account issues and payment issues and stuff like that, not necessarily tech support like this. So we can't hold them accountable for what they're telling people, but they are just reading straight from the terms of service, I believe. Okay, so as you can see, I was able to log in perfectly fine. Like I said, my character isn't on this map currently, it's on another map. I just wanted to, you know, show you that it does work, and you can now play on your servers again if you use this method and you don't have too many huge mods installed. But give it a try, and I'll post this on the forums and let me know how it works for you.